Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this 14th August edition of Newsroom. I'm your host, Khalid. But first of all, a very happy Independence Day to all of you who are watching, all of you who are celebrating, whether you are in Pakistan, whether you are in any other part of the world. A very, very happy Independence Day. This Independence Day reminds us of all the sacrifices that our elders made in order for us to live in a land with freedom, in order to breathe freely, in order to continue with our lives as we want. And this has been all made true due to the tireless, endless sacrifices made by our elders, of course led by Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah and his group of leaders who wanted to carve out a separate state for the Muslims of the subcontinent, and indeed they did. And it is thanks to their tireless efforts that today we are living in the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Today is the 77th birth anniversary or Independence Day anniversary of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and we've got lots to discuss with you today. Different aspects of what independence means, of what being a Pakistani means, of what the spirit, the philosophy, the vision, the objectives of our leaders were when they carved out the state for the Muslims of the subcontinent. Lots of questions that come to our mind, especially with the youth of Pakistan that is in a bulge, as Yousaf Sahab was just saying some minutes back in an address. 65% plus are the youth of our country. Therefore, the responsibility not only lies on the elders, on all of us media persons, to educate them, to inform them on what the struggle was in order to carve out this country that we call Pakistan, but also of the continued resolve, whether it be by us media people, by the elders, by our defense forces, to continue to strive for an independent state that is Pakistan, to continue to defend Pakistan against all the menaces that confront it day and night, and also to confront Pakistan through different kinds of efforts that are being made by countries and those elements that do not want Pakistan to stabilize and to prosper. This needs to be given as message to the youth of Pakistan. We'll begin with Yousaf Salahuddin. He's a socialite and a philanthropist. Yousaf Salahuddin Saab, thank you very much to have joined us. This is my first interaction with you, but I'm so honored to have you in this very show on 14th of August. First of all, Independence Day Mubarak to you and your loved ones. Yousaf Saab, I'd like to begin with your own personality. You have seen Pakistan from where it began and where it is in 2024. You have carved out a lot of how should I say, important elements of our cultural identity when it comes to Pakistan. Today, in this day and age, a lot of people across the world talk of the soft image of a country, the soft image of a Pakistan. I call it the cultural identity of Pakistan, the traditions of Pakistan. How important is it in this day and age when we are in 2024 to not only understand the deep-rooted culture and traditions that Pakistan stands for, but also to continue to manifest it through different forms?
Thank you, and I'm happy to be on your program. And I think that probably this is the second time that I've come on PTV World. Well, to begin with, the question, we all must understand that Pakistan is a state with an ideology. There are only two states in the world which were created with an ideology. One is Pakistan and the other is Israel. Now, Pakistan's identity, what is more important? Today, you were talking about the youth, you were talking about, but the thing is that our identity, what is the ideology of Pakistan? We talk about it, but I don't think that not many people understand it. I come from a family, from my mother's side and my father's side, who have both fought valiantly for Pakistan. And under the leadership of course, Allama Iqbal passed away a few years before Pakistan was made. But my grandfather, my father's father, was there And he, in fact, he was very instrumental. In fact, he was in charge of the meeting which which happened on 23rd March, what we call Pakistan Day, when the Lahore resolution was passed. And that is what gave the party of Qaid-e-Azam, before that, there was no plan. There was no, there was no, we did not have a mission. We did not have an end, what we are going to do. So when the the leadership of Qaid Azam's party, the Muslim League of that time, when they decided finally to, to make Pakistan, it only took us 7 years, to come to that. Before that, we absolutely had no idea where we were going. We had so I think that what is very important at this time is that the ideology of Pakistan is very simple. It basically means that in this country, our founding fathers' vision was that they created this country as an example for the rest of the world, to show them what a Muslim welfare state would be like. And the first line, or the first thing that was, which came to their mind was that that all citizens of Pakistan shall be equal. And have we been able to achieve that? I think that we are still a little far from that. So if we do not teach our children the reasons why Pakistan was made and how it was made, and I think we have to look at our syllabus. It has to be corrected, and it has to be basically for, everybody has to agree, all the stakeholders should agree that should be a syllabus for Pakistani students, because it is very important to mold your young minds, because at this time different things are being taught in maybe in different provinces. So I have grown up with this. I have seen in the house that I live in. Qaid Azam has been here. Allama Iqbal was here frequently, and a lot of leaders of the then Muslim League, used to come here, and important political meetings were held here. I have a lot of documents, a lot of pictures, which I keep sharing on my social media. Even today, I think I've put up a lot of videos, a lot of rare pictures, a lot of rare videos of Qaid Azam, talking about Pakistan and his vision of Pakistan. So what we really need to do today is to bring that vision and to bring it to our youth, so they should know what Pakistan really stands for.
I think that is very important, Yousaf Saab, that the youth of Pakistan understands the philosophy behind the independence of Pakistan and all the efforts that went there. You yourself talked about how Qaid-e-Azam used to come to your place, how you understood, you saw that firsthand, the resolve of our leaders on, making a separate state for the Muslims of the subcontinent. But generation after generation, the whole sentiment, the whole philosophy kind of wades out. I think it's the need is for a rejuvenation of that very sentiment that brought the Muslims of the subcontinent together under one roof, under the guidance of Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah and so many other leaders, without whose effort we would not have been, sitting and smiling and talking to each other today in 2024. In your point of view, Yousaf Saab, what needs to be done? If I were to ask you in 2024, what are the measures that need to be taken, A, to reinvigorate that sentiment of Pakistaniyat, of nationhood in the youth of Pakistan, irrespective of what their political affiliation or background is, to come together as one, with your fist instead of fingers, being separate in different directions. What advice would you like to give to the youth of Pakistan today on the 14th of August?
Well, I think basically, like I said before, we need to teach them the correct history of Pakistan, the correct history, or the correct vision of Iqbal and Qaid, if that is, if we start doing that, and it has to be all across Pakistan. It has to be in Punjab, it has to be in Sindh, it has to be in Balochistan, it has to be all over, in the in KPK. And when it will take time, because I think we've already lost time on this. And if nations forget their identity, I think that is certainly is a disaster. Okay, so I think that we really need to get down to it. All the stakeholders should sit and they should decide this, because if you start teaching from the, let's say, the third or the fourth or the fifth, sixth, seventh classes, and teach them the right history, they will grow up with the right state of mind. Abhi, yes, there is no question that our youth lack no talent. I work with the youth all the time, and I've found some very talented people, in this in Pakistan, and especially in the in the world of music. That I do a program on Pakistan television, which Heritage Revived. I've done it since 2009. It's been almost 11, 12 years now. So I think that, and I try and bring about the through videos, through the music, through the words. I try and bring about, that I mean, it could be a video on Qaid, it could be a motivational song on Pakistan, Kalam Iqbal, or a video on Madre Millat Fatma Jinnah. So this is how and I use my own platform then, a lot of it I have also done for Pakistan television. I think there have been so many videos that I did over the past years, and all these lead us to our identity. There's some advice, some history, some truth. Not some, but possibly all truth. To so it and the and it is getting I always know through my YouTube channel, because if like 80% of my viewers are watching and their age group is from 13 to 44, it is the youth. So I think what we need to do.
Happy that people like yourself are indulging in efforts in order to apprise the youth or the people of Pakistan of the efforts that our leaders have made in order to for us to be quote unquote independent in a land that we can call our own. Yousaf sir, stay online with us. We've also got other guests in the studios that we need to divert to. Naela Chohan, a former ambassador and a foreign affairs analyst, thank you very much to have joined us. And first of all, a very happy Independence Day to you and your loved ones.
Thank you so much. Azadi Mubarak to you, to your loved ones, to Pakistan and Pakistanis abroad. All of you, all of us, we need to celebrate, but we need to think, what are we celebrating?
I think that's important to know. And under the current geopolitical, geostrategic environment, I have to bring it out because you're an ambassador and today is the 14th of August, and we need to sit back and understand how the whole world is changing, and how on the Independence Day of our country we need to also realize the way we need to move forward under the current geostrategic or geopolitical environment, and what needs to be the basic paradigms, for example, of our foreign policy or our foreign relations in 2024 when you look at all the issues that the world is confronted with. In 2024, 14th of August, what in your point of view should Pakistan stand for when it comes to its foreign policy? We know we stand for Palestine, we know we stand for illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. How should we move forward with these two important issues in hand and Pakistan's stance on these issues, and what needs to be our foreign policy perspective as far as other countries are concerned in the region and in the West?
Omar Bhatt, we don't have to reinvent ourselves. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah had laid the foundations for our foreign policy, and those principles have been followed throughout decades. Despite, even then, when we had become independent, the world was changing, Cold War had started, new states were emerging, Pakistan played a very important role at that time, whether it was independence of Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, all these countries. We have always played an important role in peacemaking, peace building, and that role we have continued to pursue. It is true that at this moment the world is again challenged with very threatening developments, particularly in the Middle East. You can see what's happening in Kashmir, you can see what's happening in Bangladesh. So much is happening around us, but long as we are clear of who we are, what is our foreign policy, you don't reinvent your foreign policy. You just pursue it with sincerity, and we have been doing so, and that's why Pakistan is a very respected country in the comity of nations.
What is, nationhood for you in your point of view? How would you define nationhood?
But nationhood is a very new concept, because it is basically post 1919, when you had Bolshevik Revolution, when you had League of Nations. That's when the concept of nation state and nationhood came. But we Pakistanis, we are a new country with an ancient history, 8,500 years old, starting from Mehergarh, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Gandhara. We are a very old civilized people. We need to remember that. Our founding fathers also emphasized that. Why did Quaid-e-Azam said, now you're independent, to continue with your worship in your temples, in your mosques, in your churches, wherever? Because Pakistan, as I see it, was a dream. It's a beautiful dream of respect for all individuals. We simplify it and say, oh, it's a land for Muslims. Of course, Muslims were suffering at that time, and they needed a space for themselves. But having done that, we thought of all the minorities. So minorities was one of the important elements of the Lahore resolution of 1940.
The color I'm wearing, the white and
My
flag,
dupatta.
stands for minorities.
And have you noticed that every Tuesday and Wednesday, we don't eat meat? Have you ever thought why? We do that, but we never think why. This is a practice that started from Akbar Badshah's time, to respect the minorities who didn't eat cow.
We also celebrate now the International Minorities Day that was recently.
That's true, but this has been our way of life. It's not new that we do Gosht Ka Naga on Mangal and Budh. We have been doing it. Which country in the world would do it? That they would change their eating habits to respect their minorities. I've traveled the world, I've not seen any country do it except us. So inherently we are tolerant people, but we have to now do some introspection on what has made this chaos here, why we are changing, what factors are at play, and like you said, identity. Who are we? We are inheritors of great civilization. We need to remember that.
And realize and remember and
understand
learn and
it.
read and understand.
Exactly.
I think that is very important. Yousaf Salahuddin Saab, I'd like to, now that I have you here, and it's so exciting to talk to you, I'd like to understand, or maybe have your point of view of some of the important memories that you can recall, of the beginning of our country, that is Pakistan, of what the great leaders used to talk about when they used to come to your place, any notable quote that you still remember from the Qaid or from other leaders, because you are more or less an institution as well for so many like myself who can learn so much from you just by the amount of knowledge that you have as far as Pakistan's past is concerned.
I was born in 1951, a few years later after Pakistan was created. And of course, I don't, my grandfather passed away in 38, and the Qaid passed in 48. Yes, Mohtarma Fatma Jana I have seen, I have met. And apart from that, of course, because my family was in politics, so there was always politics, all around and all over. The thing is that, like, again, I forget the name of the lady who was talking, but I think she talked a lot of sense. And again,
Her name is Naela Chohan. She's a former ambassador.
sorry, Naila, I couldn't carry your name. And I think that we both more or less agree that we need to. I think it all comes due to the lack of education. Now, just imagine the time of Qaid. Okay, Qaid was, he belonged to a certain sect, but what happened? No, every Muslim or majority of the Muslims went with him. They did not question whether he belonged to this sect or to that sect, or what was he or what. They just believed him to be a man of dignity, a man of honesty, a man who would never let them down. And if you see, whenever we need to have unity, it is very important, to have unity. And without unity, we are nothing. There was a time. So when you get united, then you create something like Pakistan. It's this is what happens. This is the positive point of it. And today, I think our problem is that we are not united. Like I've said it once in one of my speeches, on Iqbal Day. दैट हम पाकिस्तान बनने से पहले हम एक कौम थे, लेकिन हमारे पास कोई मुल्क नहीं था. आज हमारे पास मुल्क है, हमें दोबारा एक कौम बनने की जरूरत है. We need to bring our provinces together. We need to be open hearted. We need to have love and respect for the other Pakistanis. So we have suffered in the sense that we lost a good part of Pakistan, and I think that should maybe teach us a lesson that we should not make a mistake like that again. And yes, you're right that the youth of this country are, it's a great asset for Pakistan. We need to channelize them. We need to, to teach them. I mean, the problem but it's not the problem with the youth. The problem has been with us, or maybe the next generation after me, that that वो कहते हैं ना कि किसी का हमने यूथ का हाथ ही नहीं कभी पकड़ा. We never taught them the right history. We never taught them, what they needed to learn. That is why I think that if we have problems, inshallah, we will get out of them. I'm sure that, Pakistan, will remain, and Pakistan will prosper. Pakistan will, be a great country. And I think that basically we need to work on our youth. It will take time. It will have to take patience. It will maybe take you a decade, for your next generation to come out. Now, going back into history, if you realize that in 1857, what happened after 1857? The Muslims were absolutely, they couldn't look, the British, after they deposed the Muslim king, Bahadur Shah Zafar, the Muslims absolutely had no direction. They completely had no direction. And there was a time, and when they used to look towards the Khalifa of the Turkish.
Okay, Yousaf Salahuddin Saab will continue to be in conversation with you, but we've also been joined now by Sardar Ramesh Singh Arora, the Punjab Minister for Minorities. Ramesh Singh Arora, thank you very much to have joined us. We are, of course, talking not face to face but online after quite some time. Today is Pakistan's Independence Day, and of course the minorities have played a very important role in the development, in the prosperity of our country since 1947. The white in our flag represents the minority, as I was discussing with Ambassador Naela Chohan as well. What role have you do you feel the minorities can continue to play in different sectors of Pakistan development, and what does the government aspire to do in that regard?
First of all, happy Independence Day to all who are celebrating independence today. Either they are in Pakistan or living outside the Pakistan. So Pakistan is a blessing for the Pakistani nation. And once we talk about the Pakistani, so we all citizens of the state, either without any caste, creed, and discrimination. We have one passport, which is the green passport. So we all belong to one nation, which is the Pakistani nation. So we all should be proud of it. And the Constitution of Pakistan says that all citizens of the state enjoy equal rights. And my government, you must remember the first speech of Chief Minister Punjab in the Punjab Parliament when she took oath and became the Prime Chief Minister of Punjab. She said that minority is pride, our pride, and my vision is that the minority is safe and secure in Punjab. And there, for me, being a provincial minister, that is a guiding principle. And to implement those initiatives, those programs which really focus on that and are more geared towards the security of the minority. But as long as your concern, your point is, your question is concerned, see, minorities playing a very key role in the development of Pakistan. You must remember S.P. Singh when his casting vote decided where to go and where the West Punjab will go. So from that time till today, every community, either Sikh, Hindu, Christian, they are playing their role for the betterment, for the development of the country. And your flag has two colors. One is white and the other one is green. And until or unless you don't have these two colors, these two colors don't match. So never you can't say it's the flag of Pakistan. So when you say flag of Pakistan consists of two colors, means minority and majority both play a key role, a crucial role, and integral. They both have an integral part for the development of the country. But still, where we talk about that the minority enjoys equal rights, every government say, particularly by whosoever is the government claims or says that we are here to protect, safeguard our minority, but still, minority have their concerns, minority have their certain challenges, and we are fighting against the mindset, which mindset creates unrest, which mindset becomes the cause of mob lynching, which mindset becomes the cause of burning of properties of the minorities who are the citizens of the state, which mob becomes a root cause of the resolution which was passed against the Pakistan in European Union or Minority Watch report comes from the US. So these all we need to think about it, and we have to become one nation. Because if your minority is not safe and protected in Pakistan, then I don't see any meaning to celebrate independence on 1947. Because in 1947, on 11th August speech, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah categorically said that today you're free to go to your temples, today you're free to go to your mosque, today you're free to go to your churches or any worship place which join or you can go and you can have your own religious rituals according to your faith. But today there's a question: either all citizens of the states they have equal rights, although the constitution says that all citizens of the states are equal. As long as if you talk about the Sikh community, certainly Sikh community always considers that we are the one who are more privileged, we enjoy our rights. Our Sikh diaspora, when visit Pakistan, they are very much welcome. They go back very good memories. Sikh properties in Pakistan protected, but still there are certain minorities who consider themselves there that they must be given proper attention. They are being persecuted and they are being harassed. They are being so we need to look into it that how if we want to see a prosperous Pakistan, if we want to see a safeguarded Pakistan where minorities are safeguarded, So we have to work and we have to listen to the minorities and address their concerns.
I understand that. Thank you very much, Sardar Ramesh Singh Arora, Minister for Minorities of the Government of Punjab, to have joined us and to have raised your concerns on this very important day, that is, of course, the 14th of August 2024. I was going to say 1947. Ambassador Naela Chohan, the Qaid said there are two powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. Time is of a great competition and rivalry between the two, but there is a third power stronger than the both of them, that of the women. The women have always played a very important role, starting from Fatima Jinnah on the side of our Qaid to so many important leaders in Pakistan. We've also had a former Prime Minister, Benazir Bhutto, I think the first in the Muslim world as head of the state. We've had a National Assembly Speaker who was a woman, and we have ambassadors like yourself who've served the country in different parts of the world as representatives of Pakistan. How important has been and continues to be the role of women for Pakistan, for Pakistan's image building, for Pakistan's development?
It's a very good question that you're asking, because people often tend to forget that Pakistan would not have come into being if it was not women's votes that joined in, because there weren't as many men. So the whole Muslim population voted for it. It included women. So Pakistani women were voting since 1947. It's something that even in the West, not many countries were doing. So it's an important. Then you look at Shaista Ukramullah. She was one of the drafters of Human Rights Declaration. And you can see women as artists, how they have voiced the emotions, the feelings of the society, women as educationists, women as representatives of the state, as diplomats, as politicians. And I think I'm a woman, so maybe I have that very strong bias, but as mothers,
as sisters,
as daughters, woman is basically a bonding force in a society. You bond everybody. You bond with your in-laws, you bond with your family.
You bond with the society, you bond with the nation in different roles
and
that you play.
You basically are the nation builder, because you're the basic unit of your nation.
True.
And if we start focusing on our women and give them equal opportunities, then perhaps our development would be much better. I'm not saying deprive men of it. What I'm saying is give equal opportunities. Women should be given the choice to work or not to work.
True.
To be in defense forces or be intellectuals.
To be an Air Force pilot or
exactly.
to be in any other category, an engineer, a doctor, serving the nation in whichever category she can.
Exactly. As human beings, we should build our nation as human beings. And but I don't know if you've ever thought about it. I always, as ambassador, would tell abroad that Pakistan is a country of love, respect, and romance. We have 5 rivers. Each river has a love story. So we have always loved our women and respected them. It's a very beautiful land and beautiful people. It's unfortunate that after 1979, how the things developed, that terrorism came in and so many factors came in. But the society as people, we always have had a very beautiful relationship in our families, in our neighborhoods. So it breaks my heart when you see all these things that are going on.
That is true, but this is the resolve of Pakistanis. We always stand up after every fight. We always have stood our ground, come what may. We've had challenges in the past and we've always confronted them with heads held high. We've had issues of our country's stability and we've always dealt with that with an iron fist. Our defense forces have been paramount as far as that is concerned. So come what may, come whatever challenge is thrown our way, we've always shown that we're resilient and we can overcome such challenges. I think that should be the resolve also today,
Yes.
on the 14th of August, that whatever challenges are in front of us, whether it be on the geopolitical or geostrategic or the economic front or any other front, we can always rise above it all if we are together, if we continue to have a collective resolve.
Unity, faith, and discipline.
That-
But before you go,
yes.
as an artist also, I tried to show to the world that women issues are universal issues. They're not specific to Pakistan or Islam. You have universality of these problems, and they should be dealt with as social and humanitarian issues rather than politics that goes on in UN and other international fora.
I think there's much more to Pakistan than is conceived by the West and other countries. Which brings me to a very interesting question, Yousaf Salahuddin Saab. You yourself, I've seen you over the years indirectly. We've never spoken directly, but I've always admired how you've tried to promote Pakistan's culture, whether it be music, whether it be the different get-togethers that you've had over the years. How important, in this day and age, we talk a lot about a soft image of a country. How important is today in 2024 for Pakistan to also build on and to show the world the rich culture, tradition, music, literature that we have, and how should we promote it on different levels, in your point of view, from someone who has been doing it all along?
Well, I think in today's world, I think it is the media, it is television, it is Facebook, it is YouTube, it is whatever applications that they are. And you see, I see a lot of things on social media, and I'm quite astonished to see that even in the most backward of areas there are people who are talking, who want to be known, who want to be seen. That's one way. I think there should be a policy. The government should have a policy. They should sit down with people and they should discuss this, that how we can promote Pakistan. You talked about the soft image. I don't call it the soft image. I call it the real image. That is the real image of Pakistan. The Pakistanis, when I have so many people who come and visit me, I have so many friends all over the world, and when they come from all over the world, from India, from Europe, from America, and the first thing that they say before leaving is that Pakistan is a wonderful country, and the people are so they are so nice. People are so forthcoming. They are they give you a lot of affection. And then there are times when they go to shops and they don't even charge them anything, or they would sit in a taxi and like especially people who come from India. And I think over the years, we need to, like, for instance, I feel, that a great thing which was very much a part of our culture was Basant. An effort should be made to make it into a safe Basant, because it was an amazing time when people from all over the world would come to Pakistan and they would see the real side of Pakistan, that how Pakistanis can even enjoy themselves. And it was also, I think that it was over the years, it would have become something would have been economically very good for Pakistan, because more and more tourism would come. You remember the time when there were no hotels available during those 2 days of Basant. Airlines were carrying, they were extra flights, extra trains, everything. And abhi to it had just been Pakistanis and more or less, expatriates, Pakistanis living abroad who would come. And slowly it was getting to that, to that level. I mean, I've had people like the president or the chairman or the head of city corporation who came for Basant. I've had all sorts of people, from all walks of life. There could be heads of state.
I'd like to understand something, Yousaf Saab. I'd also like you to give us a short point of view as far as the music or our literature is concerned. That are also very strong proponents of Pakistan's culture and traditions. And don't you feel that in this day and age, a lot of our youth also do not know our literary the geniuses or our musicians, whether it be the folk musicians or those who are no longer with us and those who want to follow in their footsteps? Shouldn't we also be promoting them to also promote, as you said, Pakistan's real image? I'd like a very short answer, very short of time, Yousaf sir.
I mean, it's all there. Like I said, everything that you know is everything is on YouTube. People who are interested, people who want to know, they do find ways. But what I was saying was, look, for instance, book reading was such an important part of at least my life, and I'm sure everybody else's. But look at the youth of today. I mean, nobody is interested in reading books. So that these are things which we have to
I
see.
understand. I think what you're trying to say is that we need to reinvigorate a culture where music becomes a part of our society, where reading becomes a part of a society, where literature also, where all the literary geniuses that we've had and we continue to have should be also read and by our youth, and so that they can better understand where our country comes from and what has been the background of all those people who have been part and continue to be part of Pakistan. Yousaf, you were a bit short of time, so I bid you farewell. Thank you so very much to have joined us, and I hope this is a first of many encounters that we are going to have in the future as well. And Naela Chohan Sahiba, it's a pleasure to have you all adorned in white and green today for our Pakistan Day, Pakistan's Independence Day. And I think it's important the perspective that you've also shared with us as far as women is concerned, as far as unity, faith and discipline that the Qaid has always talked about. I think these are three important points that if a normal Pakistani or youth especially understood the power behind these three words, that we can rise above all the other powers and become a country to be reckoned with just in the next couple of years. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of this hourly show. It was short but sweet. I'd like to just end by saying that true freedom comes from determination, from zeal, from zest, from respect, from patience, from ownership of your country. On this very day, try to think on those and try to build yourselves as a better Pakistani so that we can be a stronger nation. Allah Hafiz.